It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. Okay, these three actors, singularly, I'm a fan of.
I like one more than the rest.
Who?
Actually, no, that's not true. Every time I think I like one more than the rest, I remember something else about another one. I'm like, oh no, I like that one now a little bit more. Like, oh no, I like that one now a little bit more. But honestly, the truth is, I love Matthew Lillard.
Why?
He's just want to be his friend.
Right, and it's like I
just
miss him.
Hang out with him.
I mean, you've commented.
He's still doing stuff.
Yeah, but like he was gone for a little while, right?
He had to go be a daddy.
Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Okay, I could imagine.
I think it makes sense.
Right? Because the last thing I remember him from was him being Shaggy in Scooby-Doo 2. And then after that, I hadn't seen him in a long time. And maybe, yeah, he was doing small things. He's in what, Good Girls, right?
Something like that, yeah.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
But I remember him from 13 Ghosts. He's from Scream. He's Shaggy. He's in Hackers. And he just has a likable face.
Matthew Lillard in Hackers is prime Matthew Lillard, I will say.
So good.
Yeah.
With that like crazy early 2000s haircut.
What else was he in that I was surprised to see him in? He had like short hair.
Something recently?
No.
It would have to be like early 2000s Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Dax Shepard, I've never forgotten about him because like he has his extremely popular Armchair Expert podcast.
Yes.
Married to Kristen Bell.
Yes.
Which is funny because he's always playing like a douchebag in movies, but is just a great, wholesome, intellectual guy.
Well, I also think it's really funny. He plays like a really confident, like kind of guy, kind of like a con man sort of dude in most of his roles. But then, like, if you listen to Armchair Expert, you realize, like, oh no, this guy's like has really fucked up. Like, this dude's like got major anxiety and problems.
He has his things, which is why he's successful. He's like self-aware. And he's still a goofball.
He's pretty goofy.
And then there's Seth Green, who is always casted as like the loser kind of dork sometimes, except if he's like Dr. Evil's son.
Well, he was still a dork in that one.
Yeah, still a dork.
The only one that he wasn't a dork on was... What was the movie we did with Nick Lowe? Not... Okay, no, not that one. What's the one with like the kids in high school?
Oh, Can't
Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait. He was in that.
Yeah, and
he was also a loser than that.
I don't think he was a loser. I think he was an outcast.
He was a wannabe in that one. Remember?
Yes,
He was trying to be like he was a wankster. Was what he was.
That's cool. We grew up in Benicia,
dude.
Bro. Those were the coolest guys.
He's never just been like a bad boy, but like given his 5'3" stature.
I was gonna say you can't be a bad boy and
but
need
at the same
booster
time,
seat.
You need a booster seat and stay in the car seat. He is also the guy behind Robot Chicken.
And he does the voice of Chris Griffin.
Love it. And so he's always been around, like probably not in front of the camera, but he's just been working this entire time.
He does a lot.
Yeah, dude. Let's hop into the movie because I'm excited.
I will say, when you see the cover of this movie, they make them all look like they're the same height. So good for Seth Green.
Yeah, he's just standing on an anthill.
I mean, it's movie magic, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome, baddies.
Hey, welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast, also known as
It Cannot Be That Bad Plodcast.
Plodcast. That's the new word we're going with now, and deal with it, mofos. This is a bad movie podcast, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back.
And if you left us, fuck you.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? While you're at it, rate us 5 stars on all of your podcatchers. That's Apple Podcasts. That's Spotify now. And subscribe to us on YouTube because we got video if you want to see how handsome we are. Of the 3 individuals in this movie,
Matthew
who do you
Lillard.
think you are? You're Matthew Lillard?
No, okay. Actually, honestly, I don't know. We do this a lot with every movie. We try to figure out who we are. I don't really think I don't think any one of these guys is us. I think there's portions.
Blends.
Yeah, we're at least 2 of these men.
Before Karen, you were more so of a Tom, and who's Dax Shepard.
Yes.
And after Karen, during Karen, you are Matthew Lillard.
BK and AK?
Yes, BK and AK. That's, yeah, exactly those time periods.
Burger King and Kalishnikov.
I think, always leaning towards Seth Green in this movie.
For sure.
Right? I'm the asthma kid.
But you get some sprinkles of Matthew Lillard in there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because I'm the guy that's closest to marriage and like
You got a job and stuff like that.
All that stuff.
Yeah, love surfing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love surfing. I played Shaggy once in a movie and its sequel.
Let's get it out of the way.
What?
Can you do your best Shaggy impression?
Hey, guys.
That sounded like...
Hey, Scoob.
Okay, the second one was better. The first one sounded like the fish that's always on the beach in SpongeBob. Oh, totally.
Totally, dude.
Me and my cousin Jeff have decided that we're going to try and get really good at one impression. I would like to invite you onto this soiree with us.
Thank you, because I think I've said this to you before. I can never be a jack of all trades. I'm constantly maybe a six of diamonds.
And so that's why I'm saying we just find one that's a good one. And I realize that Jabba the Hutt's not as good. You can't really break that out at every party. But like, if you have like a really good Bill Cosby or like a really good
R. Kelly.
Really that's not. I mean,
a really good Jared from Subway.
I'm just saying the Bill Cosby impressions, like everyone knows you're doing a Bill Cosby impression.
Okay, I thought we were playing the game of people canceled in Hollywood.
That was just the first one I thought. I just couldn't think of any other good. Richard Nixon, then. Fuck.
George Washington.
I don't know anybody who does a George Washington impression.
I got wooden teeth and slaves.
He had teeth made out of human teeth.
I'm on a quarter.
Not when he was alive.
I'm on a quarter.
He would have actually hated that.
Probably. Yeah. He'd be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
dude?
He would not have wanted his face on there, but you know what?
What?
Fuck him.
Yeah.
We watched Without a Paddle.
Without a Paddle.
You want to take a sip?
Yeah, I was going to do that. That's why I didn't.
Go ahead.
Melissa was asking me where the term without a paddle came from. She was saying, like, are they literally without a paddle in this? But they lost all of their paddles at one point.
But it's not like they lost their paddles and still had their canoe.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Is this whole movie just based on that one little phrase, up the creek without a paddle?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because you get it. It makes sense. It makes sense.
I think it's just a fun movie. I think it's a fun,
buddy comedy.
Yep, gets the job done. I still thought it was funny years after it's come out.
It's the whole gimmick of like stuck in the wilderness and what can go wrong.
What would three pals do on the last time out ever?
3 pals, 1 dead best friend.
I did want to punch myself straight in the dick though, because before they start the trip, they're like, "We're all almost 30."
Yeah,
and it's like, oh fuck, that's
we're
us.
all almost 30. We should go on a trip like that.
I'm 100% down.
Okay,
we watched Without a Paddle. It is rated PG the 10.
Oh, let me teach you some English. PG-13.
PG-13. Sorry.
There you go.
Released in the year 2004 and has a runtime of 1 hour 39 minutes or 99 minutes. Perfect.
Right.
Comedy rhyme time.
Nice.
It has a rating of 5.8 on IMDb, a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 29% from TV Guide.
TV Guide still throwing in their numbers, trying to survive.
They have a website.
They're like, well, after we got off Channel 11 and we, you can stream.
I don't even think they sell the books anymore.
I'm surprised. They shouldn't waste their money on publishing those.
Well, paper books are going away.
You're right.
So the Google users.
Yeah, what about them?
Do you want to guess them?
I'm going to say 83%.
79%.
79.
You were close. You were in the vicinity.
You know what surprises me about this and why I brought this for us to watch is because for like a while, maybe the past week, it's been on the top, it was the third most popular movie on Netflix.
It's a funny movie. It's a good return to classic form, if you will.
Yeah. It's like like I said, a dumb buddy comedy, easily digestible.
Very formulaic, but fun.
And people that you recognize.
It's butt fun.
Yes. Butt fun?
It's butt fun.
What's butt fun?
I
don't. What are you talking
about? It's cool,
Anal?
but fun.
Anal. Oh, okay. Just continue.
And I have the mind of a 12-year-old.
Stop.
Synapses coming at you.
Right at you.
After their friend Billy dies, Tom, Jerry, and Dan go on a camping trip to honor his memory. The campsite, however, has special significance. Billy believed famous airplane hijacker D.B. Cooper hid money in this area, and his friends aimed to find it. Unfortunately, they are not prepared for the adventure. After falling over a waterfall, they're left to the mercy of wild animals and harsh wilderness terrain. This movie was directed by Stephen Brill.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell to you?
Not at all.
He directed a couple extra films. I think these films will ring a bell to you.
Let's hear it.
He directed a movie called Mr. Deeds.
I know it.
I'm sorry, no, he appeared in Mr. Deeds. He appeared in Wedding Singer.
So these are his appearances and not his...
Also The Mighty Ducks. No, he did direct Mr. Deeds. He did direct Mr. Deeds.
Okay.
And he helped co-write Little Nicky.
Nice. Okay. I remember doing that 2.5 years ago.
But this movie is based on a story by a gentleman named Harris Goldberg. He wrote a movie called The Master of Disguise.
Oh.
And also Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Nice. Watched that recently. Still like it. Still really like it.
You're a big, what's his name fan? Adam
Rob
Sandler
Schneider
friend.
fan. Yes.
Adam Sandler's friend.
Adam Sandler's fan. Give him more credit than that. Say his full name.
You Can Do It guy?
Yeah.
Had a budget of $19 million.
Uh-huh. Let's see. It made, I'm going to say it was like a relative success. I'm going to say it made at least $60 million.
Made $73 million.
Nice. I would say.
And I think that's probably why it's still number 3 on Netflix, is because people went to see it. People enjoyed it. I watched this movie a million times. Like, me and my brother really liked this movie. And then when it was on HBO or whatever, we'd always throw that bitch on.
Would you consider this a stoner comedy?
No.
No.
I do consider it a buddy comedy, though.
Buddy comedy that stoners would watch.
I guess they do have a little bit of weed content.
They get a little bit high.
I was going to say, but like nobody really smokes except for the sheriff at the very end. Spoilers.
But it's like, what? That's not even, it's not weed, was it?
I think it was a joint.
It's crazy, like how you can see that this is dated with how they're like posing weed. Like, this is the biggest like drug bust in the past 10 years. That is hella funny.
Yeah, and they're in like Northern California, Oregon area where I'm pretty sure even in 2004, nobody really gave a fuck.
And what I'm tripping about is, so it's the whole typical thing of the flares went off and like the weed field set on fire and everyone gets high.
Must have been so dry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
dry.
Like their plants must have been on the verge of death already.
Also, if you're running for your life, I'm not laughing. I'm paranoid. I'm more paranoid.
You're getting that side of the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. No, but I do think, or at least I have heard, that like when DEA agents have to like burn fields of weed and stuff like that, they all get a little baked.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But also, I wouldn't say, they would probably be laughing because they're fine. They're not getting in trouble. They're just burning weed and they're getting a little bit high off it. But
Go home and eat some ice cream.
Dude, if Ethan Suplee's running at me with the shotgun,
I'm love
paranoid.
Ethan.
Shout out to Ethan Suplee.
Okay, first of all, you got to tell people who he is, because most people like myself don't know his name, but know who he is.
Ethan Suplee is the big bully from Boy Meets World.
Yes.
He's also appeared in some of the Clerks movies, Mallrats.
Yes.
He's the guy that just stares at a painting for super long in Mallrats. He's the bigger guy that doesn't talk that much in The Wolf of Wall Street.
With a mustache.
Yeah, with a mustache.
He's also in that Channing Tatum dog movie.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not surprised. And he has his own podcast called American Glutton, because that guy has made a crazy transformation. Used to be a huge drug addict, used to be extremely obese. Now this guy is a tank. And
he looks like Triple H.
He is Triple H without hair.
Yeah, well, Triple H doesn't have hair.
Now? Anymore?
Triple H has been bald for a while, bro.
Really?
Ever since he made the transition to the front office.
He doesn't have the mop hair anymore?
Bro, you got to get back on. I've been actually watching a lot of wrestling recently.
Really?
Yeah.
You interest me, man.
Well, because The Undertaker retired.
And you were like, I gotta get back into wrestling after Undertaker retires.
No, I just started to say Cody Rhodes just came back to WWE, and so I just want to see. I like
Ethan
the legacies.
Suplee, imagine if he was in the WWE.
He'd be Triple H.
He could throw. You're right. He's just.
I just went over that. We just covered that.
I just repeated it.
So the movie starts with a great montage of the kids growing up,
home video style.
And I love that they're like making their own Indiana Jones film, and they're doing the jump off of the.
And it's a multicam home video because they're getting different angles.
You know,
if I had both of my parents just like wielding cameras and just like doing a multicam for me.
You know, we'd be not sitting in Benicia.
We'd be famous as fuck.
Or a doctor, or a surfer, or
selling Harleys,
but not really being in major debt.
So he says, yeah.
So their friend Billy dies.
Yeah, quick. It just like was crazy.
We don't even see Billy. He actually doesn't have any lines at all.
He says one thing. It's so after that
before
montage,
he leaves in the car.
Yeah, so like it fast forwards from like them being kids to them graduating high school. He's leaving in the car. They give Billy his Indiana Jones compass if he ever gets lost, right? And he's just like, he's going to go off and do great things. And then one of them says, we all are. 10 years later, Billy's dead. Dun, dun, dun. I forgot about that.
Do you know who Billy is?
No, who?
Do you know his name in real life? Aaron Starr.
I know a Martin Starr. Who's Aaron Starr?
I think it's Aaron. That might actually be somebody we went to high school with.
Aaron Starr. Aaron Starr is a guy. Yeah, in high school he was just like a rock star.
Hang on a second.
Who's this guy that you're talking about?
Anthony Starr.
I was like, you're so confident with like.
You edit him?
No, we'll keep it in.
You bitch. Anthony Starr.
Okay, what about him?
You know him from his most recent role as Homelander in The Boys.
Shut up. No! He deserves to die. He deserves to die in this movie, in any movie that he cameos in. Really? That's Homelander.
That's Homelander.
No! Really?
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry I'm screaming for the listeners out there, but like, dude, that blows my mind because I'm so emotionally invested in that show, and he's like one of the best antagonists out there.
When I first watched The Boys, I could not figure out who he was. And then I was watching that like Australian sketch show that's on Netflix.
Big Mama's House or some shit like that.
But
not Big Mama's House. Big Mama's House is that Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah, it's like Big Shrimp on the Bobby House or something like that.
Donna's Big Playhouse.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
He has a small role in one of the episodes there. And there he doesn't have his blonde hair and he's not wearing the muscle suit. And I was like, this guy looks really familiar. So I looked him up and I'm pretty sure this is his first actual credit.
Incredible.
He's only in the first like 10 minutes.
That's it. Just like very
not
small.
Even.
Dude, and it's like, I knew I recognized those lips, those small, thin turtle lips.
It's the chin.
It's also the weird chin. Great actor. Really did the job of playing a villain that makes me want to punch him in the fucking face.
Australian man.
So, he's Australian. That's incredible. The fact that you were able to recognize him somewhat and that you did the research and found that out.
Not off the bat, but coming back to when I rewatched it this time, I was like, oh, fuck, that is Anthony Starr.
When was the last time you watched this?
Oh, it's been a long time. Like,
really?
But when I did watch it, I watched it a lot.
I'm not judging, dude. It's a good movie. I'm the one that brought it up.
When they're at the funeral, one of my favorite gags right off the top is when Tom shows up on his Harley.
Dax Shepard, yeah.
Everybody's like looking at him except for
his two best friends.
Yeah,
because they know exactly who it is.
That's something I think would be like, that's something I could see myself doing.
Showing up to a funeral right on top of someone's grave on a Harley.
Okay, maybe not that. Was showing up and everybody being like, what's going on? And you and like Otis just being like, it's Alex.
It's Alex.
Of course it's Alex.
Hey, is this Billy's funeral? Or is that his carcass there? I think he uses the word carcass.
He's like, Tom.
And he just turns around and he's like, hey, no. They're yelling.
He's yelling for like, he's like,
Dan.
Is that Jerry? Is that Dan?
Jerry.
Tom, come here.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing, dude.
They do. If we had a group of 4 and one of our 4 died, I would hope we have a night to just like drink whiskey in our old tree house and like go, you know.
I wish I had a tree house.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Is that a white person thing?
I think it's a backyard with trees thing.
Not many backyards with trees, you're right.
Yeah, and the trees that are in backyards here are like not trees you could build a tree house in.
If this movie was made today, they would have a black guy in that group. Right? It would be a little more diverse. This entire movie.
It would be the guy from New Girl.
Oh, Winston or Coach? The Wayans? Winston. I could see that. And then if they had a black guy in the group, they would never get into this trouble because the black guy would be like, hey, yo, we're not going in the woods.
Wow.
What?
I know a lot of black guys who like camping, but that's a funny joke still. So they decide that after finding the map and realizing that prior to his death, Billy had rummaged through the stuff.
Yeah.
Had set up this whole meet and greet.
Because his Indiana Jones compass that they'd given him after their high school graduation was in that chest.
And also the map with the complete plan on how to get to DB's.
Very, very very detailed. First of all, we like find out that this guy's adventurous as hell. He's parasailing. He died parasailing in Costa Rica.
Yeah, and he's like climbed Mount Everest.
He has a picture of Bill Clinton.
That's also really
super funny.
There's a woman at his funeral who's humping his casket.
Yeah,
which, if you wouldn't mind paying a woman to do that at my funeral,
I would do that. I'd pay multiple women. Oh, Alex.
Please.
Alejandro.
And have one of them be like, James. And they'd be like, oh yeah, she got a fake name.
She got a fake name. That's so Alex.
So they are on the hunt for DB Cooper's treasure. And you had mentioned that you don't know who DB Cooper is.
No recollection.
They mentioned it briefly. They kind of just explained it a little bit. But DB Cooper is one of, I think, only 5 successful airplane hijackings that's ever happened in America.
Insane.
I bet you can think of another one. But this one happened in...
No, I can't. I can't.
I want to say it happened in the late 60s, maybe early 70s, like 68, 69 kind of era.
Okay.
This man gets on an airplane, has a briefcase on his lap. As the stewardess is coming down, he hands the stewardess a note. She thinks it's just some dude like giving him her number or giving her his number, whatever like that. So she puts it in her pocket and starts walking away. And he goes, "Excuse me, miss, I think you need to read that note." And she picks a note out. She opens it. The note says, "I have a bomb. Tell the captain." And she goes and tells the captain, and he has the plane land, has everybody leave except for the pilot and the stewardess. He has $200,000 brought onto the plane plus fuel and 2 parachutes. They get onto the plane. He has them fly up to about 15,000 feet. He opens up the back door, straps the $200,000 to his chest, jumps out, and is never seen again.
Where did he get the money?
He was holding.
Just had it?
No, he hijacked the plane. Was holding the plane ransom.
Oh, that's where he got the money. Okay.
He hijacked the plane and was like, "Look, I'm going to blow up this plane, or you give me $200,000, 2 parachutes.
Give me $200,000. Okay, so I heard that wrong. I thought he just got onto the plane with $200,000.
That's pretty cool, right?
He's just like,
no, the briefcase was full of a bomb.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So generally people think that they've never found him. The FBI like actually just recently closed the case. I want to say in like 2016, officially said that they were no longer looking for DB Cooper. There's been like documentaries on Netflix. I think one just last year came out where they're trying to find DB and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he died. If he didn't die on impact, he probably died of hypothermia.
Something.
The money's probably long gone. That being said, though, like $5,000, a little over $5,000 of those marked bills were found, and
nice,
like the 90s or something like that. This mom and her son who were camping found it, and they turned it in. And once they turned it in, they ran the serial numbers, and they figured out that this was part of the money.
Wow.
So it's one of those things.
It's confirmed that he had landed in this area and probably died there.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean,
who knows?
We never. I'd like to think DB Cooper landed and ran off and is living his life.
And watched this movie. It was just like, these fucking schmucks.
Yep. They don't even know. I wish Burt Reynolds was my friend.
I wish I had a partner in this.
Yeah, that would have actually helped him quite a bit.
Speaking of which, Burt Reynolds in this movie, incredible acting for something that he shot in 20 minutes.
Everybody's doing really good acting.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good acting, but like when you have that kind of like a tonality in your voice.
When his character comes back at the end, I don't think that's Burt Reynolds.
Why?
I think that's a man in a Burt Reynolds mask.
It
did not look like him.
That is Burt Reynolds with bad makeup.
It looked weird. The beard wasn't quite round right. Like it just looked kind of weird to me.
I mean, he's just a weird looking. If I saw a guy that looked like that, I'm gonna be like, oh, you went through some shit.
Also, Burt Reynolds with a beard, too much hair. Burt Reynolds with a mustache, perfect.
Yeah, he has already enough hair on his eyebrows. And with his mustache,
the beard was a bit too much. The Gandalf beard was a bit too much.
He's already pushing it with hair.
Yeah.
With regular hair.
Well, I mean, he's a good-looking man. Rest in peace.
All of these people, weirdly good-looking. Seth Green makes up for his height with his extremely long eyelashes.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry, I'm just like, I guess I'm just observing these men in different ways than you are.
Well, I've honestly never noticed a man's eyelashes. I don't actually notice anybody's eyelashes.
Really?
Yeah.
Me?
Not something I clock.
I don't know. Melissa just talks to me a lot about eyelash. She was the lash lady for a little bit, so it makes sense that I'm looking at people's lashes. Even
when I think of lashes, I think of like lashings when like a pirate does a bad thing. They're like, 40 lashes, time to the main post.
That's like that one scene from, not scene, but that one part from SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs says he'll punish them with 40 lashes, and then Patrick has long-ass lashes.
I thought you were going to talk about that scene in Passions of the Christ.
Oh, my parents' favorite movie.
Yeah, carnitas.
Ah, carnitas?
Yeah, when they were whipping him, they were throwing carnitas out. That's how they got it to look like it was ripping bits of flesh off of Jesus' back.
I hate
Jim Caviezel.
That. I don't want to get carnitas
twice during
anymore.
the filming of that movie.
I don't want to get carnitas anymore after that.
Well, you know what?
Well,
still tastes good.
Let's get back to the movie.
So they go on this trip. Immediately, the trip goes south because they think it's going to be just like a fun camping trip. They lose the map. Mm-hmm. They get stuck in the Whitewater Rapids.
The way they lose the map, real quick, I want to break down when they first get to like this country town where the river that they begin on is, because Dax Shepard has some of the best lines. When they first arrive there, he says, "Oh, we're at the corner of Bumfuck, and you got a Purdy mouth." Which is such a funny line. And I don't know if it's improvised, but if it's written, like, applause to whoever came up with that.
I think it's a reference to Deliverance, the Burt Reynolds movie where him and his friends go into the mountains.
What, do they say something like that too?
One of the towns that they're going to says, you got a Purdy mouth.
You got a Purdy mouth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a reference to Deliverance. I also think it's interesting that they're going on this big trip and packed nothing with them.
Nothing.
We're like prepared to just like, yeah, we're going to buy thousands of dollars of gear when we get there.
Some food. Just like some food is...
They packed nothing. They just like brought their clothes.
Because if we packed our shit of gear just to like remotely record a podcast in the woods and a bear ate it, I'm fighting that bear.
It's a lot. There's a lot of things that have to go right for that to happen. Because we would need a generator. We would need, it's,
right.
It's a lot. But to at least bring like a lighter.
Yeah, well, they didn't even have They didn't know.
Matches. They had matches. Also, they were at a sporting goods store. Why not buy flint? That's just as impressive as using a rock, Seth Green.
They've never gone camping. He's a doctor.
Well, hang on. That's not that they haven't gone camping. Dax Shepard was a Whitewater Rapids instructor in Northern California.
Oh, you mean Raging Waters?
I think that's kind of what he's referencing, honestly.
It's so funny that he's a pathological liar.
Also, I do like the line of, have you guys ever been camping? And he's like, no, but I ate a brownie once.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, you're that wild. Dude.
I thought it was like he ate a brownie as a brownie, a Girl Scout.
What?
Like he ate out a girl.
Oh, a Girl Scout.
Like, are you good at camping? He's like, no, but I ate out a Girl Scout once. It's like,
I've never gotten that reference. I thought he was just saying, I'm wild out of weed brownie before. No.
I don't know. I think it's a double entendre.
These writers are intelligent.
I think it's like, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
When the sheriff comes and is like talking to them, I like how he says like, who are you guys? And Dax Shepard immediately says, oh, we're UPS. And you look like someone that's just ordered a new pair of teeth because this sheriff has fucked up teeth.
He has like the gap in the middle of his teeth, but over here.
Over there. So like not even the gap that like Victoria's Secret models want.
Or my gap.
Or your gap. Or like, yeah, not the Mick Jagger gap, right? Wait, Mick Jagger has a gap, right?
No, Mick Jagger has big lips.
Mick Jagger's daughter has a gap, I believe.
Liv Tyler?
Mick Jagger. Oh,
Just kidding,
Aerosmith.
Steven Tyler's daughter.
Steven Tyler.
That's a funny level 7 joke.
That's pretty funny.
That's a good
They
one.
look very much alike, though. That's good.
They both look like somebody's grandma who just had a divorce.
Who did a lot of drugs in the past.
Yeah, the sheriff immediately gives off bad vibes.
Yeah, he gives us racist vibes.
Almost never trust a sheriff in a small town.
Yeah. If the sheriff is discriminating the white people, do not be a brown person in that town.
Oh, yeah, if the sheriff is like mad because you're Italian,
Yeah.
me and you aren't getting very far.
The only person I trust in this film is the Native American.
The one who's like, I'm not getting my boat back, am I?
The guy who's renting out his canoe, yeah. And then Matthew Lillard's like, we christened this in the name of Billy or whatever the group name was, and breaks it. And then the Native American's like, thank you for breaking glass where my children play. Because he's right. If his children play in that water, and they're just like, oh fuck, there's broken glass in here. That's so funny.
This movie has some great fucking lines. Like, really, it's when they do get lost out in the woods, the first like bear interaction that they have,
Can't miss it.
which I'm surprised they don't know the idiom of when it comes to bears, which I've said in the past and I'll say it again. Brown get down, black attack, white good night.
I've never actually. I thought you were gonna tell me the entire joke of like, I don't have to run faster than the bear. I just have to run faster than you.
No. If it's a brown bear, you get down and just hope your backpack's thick enough that it won't get tired of ripping through that and then start ripping through your guts.
Oh, I'm dead.
If it's a black bear, you got to run towards it because black bears are really skittish. And if it's a white bear, a polar bear, you're fucked. That thing's going to kill you.
Unless you have a Coca-Cola.
No, it'll kill you, then drink your Coca-Cola. It'll kill you, then give that Coca-Cola to its baby polar bear, which is just watching.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
That's how they're going to survive climate change. It's like Coca-Cola's from their victims.
You know what? We'll just give them all diabetes.
Oh, that's how we're going to kill them off.
You can't die from global warming if you're already dead from diabetes.
You're right. The worst, I mean, they're going to survive if they discover Diet Coke.
Well, you know what?
Or Coke Zero.
Then we won't need to stuff them when they get to museums. They're already full of formaldehyde.
Oh, you're right. We're onto something, buddy.
Fuck the polar bears. But yeah, so that polar bear takes a real quick liking to Seth Green.
Yeah, the grizzly.
I'm sorry, grizzly bear.
I was like, the polar bears in this movie?
It's actually it's supposed to be a grizzly bear, but in that area that they're at, there's actually only black bears there, but whatever.
Yeah, we're not going to break down that.
I'm not a bear doctor.
Beartologist?
Bear model. Bearology.
Bearology.
No,
Yeah.
what is...
I'm fascinated that this is actually sparking enough inspiration for you to actually research what a bear doctor is.
Because I know what because you know, like, for birds, it's...
What is it? We're like half smart people because we know that these people exist.
Our brain is so mush after the trip from LA. Like,
It is. It's fine, dude. Are you gonna find it?
I got it right here.
Okay, read it.
Fucking internet's slow. Okay, the study of bears is called... God damn it.
I thought you got it right there.
It is.
Oh, it's so slow.
It's like, like the study of bugs is...
Etymology.
No, that's the study of words.
Really?
Etymology is like where words come from.
I'm upset. Wait, okay, we'll talk about it later. The grizzly bear goes and takes Seth Green, which I completely forget about because he's like in the fetal position because he thinks that's what's going to save him.
His baby.
Yeah. Takes him and he tries to feed him a carcass later, like a dead bunny.
It's like, take a bite.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do love that they're watching. The bear can definitely smell them, that they're there.
And hear them because those are loud whispers.
Take a bite.
Take a bite. Wow, she really likes you. Take a bite. And he actually has to bite this dead bunny.
Apparently this bear is the smartest bear ever.
Yep.
Because when we find the cell phone later that the bear eats, the bear has changed the background on the phone to a selfie.
A selfie before selfies were common.
Well, that phone didn't even have a front-facing camera.
No, meaning that like you had to turn the flip phone around and really have good smart bear, dude. Also, not a CGI
It's
bear.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah, Yogi Bear without the hat.
I did read on in one of my studyings that when that bear was on set, they had to tell the women if it's your time of the month, don't go close to the bear.
Oh, it's because smell the blood.
Apparently, bears get really fucked and mean when they know you're bleeding.
Ooh, bears are horrible
They're
men.
fucked up animals.
But that's a female bear. Would the female bear just like link with its
They're like, hey sis, I get it.
Yeah, hey, I'm going through it too. It's my month too. Do bears get? I'm not gonna ask.
I'm not a bear studier, which I'm honestly so fucking mad that my computer is frozen right now.
Let's just change this podcast to two stupid guys
Isn't
trying to be
that
smart.
already what it is?
I think so. I think our listeners probably know that about us.
I'm so upset.
It's okay. We'll eventually get that word.
Because it's right there.
It's so close. I see it
The
on your
fact
screen.
that I can't click on it is a fucking upsetting.
Hey, listeners, if you guys know what the study, what a bear doctor
edit it
is,
back in.
yeah, you got
Because
it.
you know I'm not going to figure it out until the end of the
You're
episode.
right. So what happens after that?
So after the bears, when they lose all their stuff and they're running, that's when they meet Ethan Supple and Fat Undertaker.
That fat Stone Cold Steve Austin is what I was thinking. The fact that we're thinking
But he's
wrestlers.
very tall, yeah.
Yeah, but like we see them in the
that's the
canoe.
Big Show.
That's basically
Yeah, that's who we've just described.
Fat Stone Cold / Undertaker is Big Show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we see both of them. I don't know how that boat is still afloat with a ton, like literally.
Are they brothers?
1 ton of
Are
pounds.
they cousins?
They're probably fucking, dude.
Well, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that?
No,
I like how that brought a halt to us.
I didn't. Well, I didn't know. I didn't expect.
I mean, they're so hillbilly. They're probably incestual, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, you got it?
Okay, first of all, this does not answer that. It says, what is the study of bear called? And it says a group of bears is called a sleuth. But that's not the question we're asking. Anyways, so they burned down millions of dollars worth of illegally grown marijuana.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
I mean, it's just like stop the drug trade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like all we have to do is say no to drugs and the world will be better.
Yeah.
Instantly no homeless. Instantly no rape. Instantly no death. Just get rid of the drugs, kids. Say no to drugs.
Everyone wear Dare shirts and attend Dare meetings.
Dare to be cool.
Yeah, Dare
You know
to
what
be
I'm saying?
really cool.
Okay, but honestly, all jokes aside, did Dare work for anybody?
I don't know. I think we all ended up smoking weed at some point.
It taught me what weed was. I didn't know what it was.
It's not like we all said no and tripped and fell onto a joint.
Oh,
Oh no!
actually, no, that is what happened to me.
Cool. Oh,
Actually, that is, yeah.
tripped,
and
fell,
then,
hit a blunt.
Never been the same. Never been the same.
And they tripped and fell and hit a bong after that.
Then it was just a hill.
Well-
it was Hippie Hill.
Oh, crazy! That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a level 7 joke. So then they go off and now they're naked and wet and cold.
Well, first of all, let's break down this weed farm. These guys are very successful with their weed industry, and Ethan Supple already made the mistake of putting the flares, the tripwire flares, super close to the weed field.
Those are just like fireworks from Disneyland.
Yeah.
They're not even flares. They're straight up like
Just
4th of July
The
fireworks.
fact that they just went straight up and back down, right? Did not even angle them to go further away.
Well, I mean, clearly Ethan Suplee's not the smartest character.
And the other guy's kind of like smart, right? He's like, he has some good logic.
I
to
mean,
him.
if he was, he wouldn't have teamed up with Ethan.
True. He was saying like Ethan was very close to
Which is
bringing
why
his
I
cleaver.
think they're maybe related.
Ah.
Big brother, little brother.
I'd say brothers, yeah, siblings.
Yeah, I do like that he wants to bring the cleaver. And he's like, it is cool, but it's not.
ineffective. Like, wow, impressive.
When they run away, that's when they run into Flower and
Butterfly. Because what is it? Did they just happen to run into them, or
they're still on the lamb
Yeah.
from the 3 men.
They're just running away and they just run into this tree that have 2 women.
Yeah, because remember they find the big tree and they're like, we'll climb up to the top and see where we're at. And
Yeah.
Dax Shepard gets to the top
Oh,
and he's
and
like,
with binoculars and saw 2 women in like in fantasy style, just bathing
yeah,
each other.
Yeah.
There's a river probably nearby.
And they're like, oh my God. And they go over there and these are like Tarzan level monkey women.
Yeah, they're super hippie. I constantly like how like Dax Shepard says, if you lean to the left, you could see they're downstairs.
You can totally see they're downstairs.
Their entire downstairs. And so like, hey, can we come up? And they're like, if you're gonna chop down our trees, you have to talk to our lawyers.
So at least they have money for lawyers.
Yeah, they're being like financed somehow.
It's funny too because they're always handing shit with their feet and stuff. And Dax Shepard really wants to get with these girls, but they are not. They want no part of him.
No,
they're all
not-
about Matthew Lillard and Seth Green.
Just them two. That's it. They can see through him. And I like how Seth Green just like falls in love pretty much instantly and is like, I'm really good. I'm a doctor. Usually I get uncomfortable when people touch me, but since I'm a doctor,
I'm usually the one touching people.
Yeah, I give great calf massages.
Why don't you take down your pantyhose?
She's like, what pantyhose?
It's like, oh, aren't you wearing pantyhose?
She lifts up like her dress, and it's the hairiest set of legs. More power to you. Yeah. Hairier than that, dude. The way that they like put it.
Because it's like red hair.
Yeah, she says, I'm all natural. And he says, supernatural.
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 They and then lo and behold, guess who finds him?
The two guys.
Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Yeah.
And, how do you fight back a man who's loaded with an MG42, multiple ARs, they have handguns, they have machetes.
Two ATVs with all of this equipment.
Knives, plenty of bullets. What's the one thing you can use to defend yourself against that?
What do they have?
How about bags of human shit?
That's what it was. Because their rule, Butterfly and Flower's rule was like, if you bring it in, you bring it out too.
That's generally a good camping rule.
Hey, do you remember what their TP was made of?
It was a pine cone.
Just pine cones that they handed them with their feet.
Not made of. Their TP's
Sorry,
not made of.
You're right.
Their TP just straight up is a pine cone.
Toilet paper made of pine cones.
Is different than a pine cone.
Actual pine cone.
Yeah. Also, I don't think that would be that bad. It would have some nice good ridges to kind of scoop it all out.
Yeah, no, that's just like a bunch of little areas to scoop. Yeah, you're right.
Also, the harder you push, the less you have to wipe. So,
I don't know. A lot of scratches is what I'm thinking.
It's a fact.
Sure.
I do like when Dax is like, I want to prove that I'm not a curse. And he like slides down the rope. And the first thing he does is like, oh, fuck my hands. He's like,
yeah. He's like, his entire thing is he blames everything on his dad and his family curse.
Yes.
When he's really just his own piece of shit.
And
right?
even Matthew Lillard's like, look, we get it. Like, no one's trying to say your dad wasn't a piece of shit, but it's probably not a curse.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard is such a realistic, like, kind of level-headed guy.
He's the middle guy.
Yeah.
He really is the middle guy where, like, Seth Green is the polar opposite of Tom, right? They're very by the book, like, very successful, can't get women. And Dax Shepard is the other guy. Probably a virgin, right?
I like to think this is the origin story of Blink-182.
How so?
Well,
I don't know the band.
DeLonge.
Why are Blink 182? Are they very much like these members?
Yes.
Sure, I'll take it. You know more about Blink 182 than I do. Okay.
We got to get you more up to snuff on 90s rock.
Yeah, I've never really grew up on 90s rock.
Yeah,
so.
we were driving to LA and I played Green Day and you're like, this song's called Dookie, and I'm like, no, the album's called Dookie.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
like, it's so silly. I'm like, it's actually one of their better ones.
I know a lot of like early 2000s hip hop and rap and R&B, and I know a lot of 90s like rap and R&B, and like I know soul and all that. But like,
you need to get more white people in your life, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
We need to get some more white people here.
Didn't move to Benicia until the 7th grade, and so at that point, that's where I was like, okay.
Well, there's plenty of Filipinos for you to never even look at a white man.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, it was crazy seeing this many white people just.
This movie has nobody of color except for that one Native American.
That's it. That's why he's my favorite guy. He's the only person I trust in this movie.
He was the best person on set for me. Spoilers.
Really?
No, I'm just gonna
Canoe Native American guy.
It has to go to him just so we don't get canceled.
You're right.
Then after they make the escape from Butterfly and
Flower,
I want to say tree, but they live in a tree.
In a tree, that's what it is. Yeah.
Then they get caught. That's when they get caught in the rainstorm, and this is after they have their like big fight.
One of the most memorable scene. I think if you were to mention without a paddle to anyone, the thing that they probably think of is the naked cuddling scene with the three guys. Right?
I think of Anthony Starr.
That's what you think of? That's the most. I'm just gonna say, get out of town, bro. Get the fuck out of town.
I'll pack my bags. But no, you're right. That is, and I'm pretty sure that was in the trailer too.
Yes. And it's like, how could you not put that in the trailer? Like these three notable stars just like cuddling up on each other.
As far as comedy goes, that's the climax of the film.
Well, especially with what song they're playing when they're like, "Hey guys, I mean it's really cold. We gotta cuddle. We gotta do this." And
what song did they play?
R. Kelly's "Bump and Grind."
And I don't see nothing wrong.
And so like one of them has a fanny pack on still for whatever reason, and like he takes it off so sexually.
Seth Green.
Yes, takes it off, drops it on the floor.
Well, and honestly, there's only one way to take off a fanny pack, and it is incredibly sexually.
How?
Oh, I think we saw it done in the movie.
He drops it from like 3 feet up in the air.
And they're all cuddling, and Matthew Lillard makes the dumb mistake of talking about...
Not a mistake. He, with intent, talked about how hot Flower and Butterfly were. He's just like, and it's raining. And Butterfly and Flower talking about previously, when it rains, it's like having a tantric orgasm.
When there's thunder and lightning.
Yes. And so the order is that Matthew Lillard is in the back.
Big spoon.
big spoon. Seth Green is medium spoon.
He's the cream filling.
Cream filling, sure. Oh, we're cream filling in between 2 spoons?
I don't know how you eat spoons.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I don't know, man. They're Oreos.
Sure, okay, yeah. And then so Dax Shepard is the other cookie.
Yes.
And so Dax Shepard's getting the worst end of this.
I don't know. I honestly...
Why? Where would you want to be in that?
I'd want to be Matthew Lillard now that I'm thinking about it. But at first glance, I'd be like, oh, I want to be that Dax Shepard. So then my dick's not in anybody's butt. But then everybody's dick's in my butt.
Hey, I'm fine with dicks and butts as long as I'm warm because I would love to be Seth Green because I'm going to be warm. I got heat from the back and heat in the front, baby. Dude, I don't even care.
And honestly, if you spin it, you could be like, yeah, I slept in the Scarface position. And people be like, oh, that's cool. But little do they know, you were the cream in an Oreo.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I would have slept like a baby.
You say that, but when we were in the hotel room last week, you didn't want to sleep with me.
I didn't want to, yeah. I mean, because there are 2 beds. It'd be silly. It'd be silly if I was just like, hey, is this seat taken?
You scoot over a little bit.
Is this seat taken?
I've been trying to reach you about your car insurance.
Yeah, I just like, I've been, what?
I've been trying to reach you about your car warranty.
You're fucking dumb, dude.
I'm not. Then who comes to save the day like everybody should, as we said earlier?
Burt fucking Reynolds, dude.
Reynolds, man. The good old bandit himself.
Looking like homeless Jesus.
He's even better. He's DB Cooper's friend.
Dell.
AC Cooper.
AC Cooper coming through.
Also, AC Cooper's the one who was driving the car for OJ.
Whoa, dude. It's all connected.
His name was AC something. AC Collins. That was his name. Damn it.
I wish it was AC Cooper.
That would have been way better. For a second there, I thought it was. But no, they end up getting saved. And that was a really weird... Like, Burt Reynolds was fucking with him at first, but also, like, not fucking with him.
He was just like, you got a Purdy mouth. What are you doing in my mountains, you deviants, right?
He said actually just one of those things that you just said.
What are you doing in the mountains,
you deviants? Yeah, he didn't say anything about Purdy mouths.
No.
But after, like, convincing the men that he wasn't going to rape them, he does make that weird joke of, like, I've been alone for 30 years. And it's like, oh, so you are going to rape
Because he gives them clothes and they're changing. He's just like, you better hurry up.
He just sits down and starts watching them.
Yeah, I've been alone for 30 years. You don't know what's going to happen.
Cleaning his gun.
Yeah, and then Matthew Lillard's like, oh, fuck.
Matthew Lillard is, just can't give him enough credit.
So great. And they have, like, it seems like a large selection of clothes from whatever Dell has.
That one suitcase had clothes for 3 different sized men.
Yes. One, like... old school cowboy outfit,
which Seth Green looked incredible in.
Yeah, it was just perfectly fit for a 5'3" man.
But then there was also the Dynamite shirt.
Oh yeah, that guy, the actor that says that. What the fuck is that guy's name?
Kenan Thompson.
It's either Keenan or Kel, dude. That's Dynamite. Yes, I will say yes. And
we're fucked up so many times in this one episode alone already.
Seth Green. Oh wait.
Thanks, my children play here.
Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds is randomly a big fan of that Dynamite character and just says it. And then Seth Green tries to say it once, and Burt Reynolds pissed.
No, they go back and forth like once or twice, and then like the 4th time Seth Green does it, he does it really big. He's like, too much.
It's too much. It's too much. It's a weird thing to bond with. Like, that is such a random thing that the writers threw in.
Somebody's a fan of, 70s television.
Yeah, of that guy.
And then they end up
in a shootout.
On the after they find the phone in the bear shit.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Bear shit in the woods.
Yeah, again, they had like 3 standard jokes that they made a whole movie out of.
There's a bear shit in the woods.
There's a bear shit in the woods. You're up the creek without a paddle.
You got to run faster than the bear. Or not run faster than the bear, we just gotta run faster than you. Insecurity. So we were on a roll. I'm insecure.
I do think you would run faster than me, but I would trip you.
I don't know. I feel like you have longer legs, man.
Yeah, but
I'm carrying more like bulk. Carrying more bulk when I'm running.
I would run slower.
Oh, now it's a bulk competition.
Oh goodness, great. Do you think that DB Cooper's treasure is out there somewhere?
Maybe a few bucks, but I mean, not enough for me to be enticed to actually go out somewhere like that, especially if shit like that's gonna happen.
There was that one actual treasure that millionaire hid in the woods. There was like $1 million in gold and jewels and like People died trying to find it, and finally somebody found it.
So he just killed
just
a bunch
couple
of
years
people.
ago. Well, he didn't. He wasn't like in a tree with a sniper. He didn't kill them.
I know, but like
that. Yes, they died because they were looking for his treasure.
it's basically putting your money in hot lava, like jump in and trying to get it.
The police were like begging him to stop it. He's like, I can't.
I'm addicted to just watching these people die, man. I just gotta see these fucking poor people die, man.
They're so close.
This is so funny. Yeah, it's Squid Game,
man.
dude.
That's you made it real.
That's what it is. I'm sorry. Oh, because I brought up Squid Game, a very popular Korean drama from less than a year ago.
You made it real, bro. You made it real.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
The movie does have a nice little wrap up, like most comedies do, where everybody gets kind of like everybody wins.
Yes.
Right. So after they end up getting in their fight and shootout with Ethan Supple and bigger Ethan Supple, the sheriff comes and saves their lives.
Ethan Supple Jr. and Ethan Supple, they're brothers.
It's Ethan Supple and Ethan Supple's bigger brother.
Yeah, that's all it is, man.
Who are working for the sheriff.
Yes.
And they're going to kill Matthew Lillard and all of them. But then Matthew Lillard pulls out a fucking grenade.
Yeah.
That looks like a paperweight.
It looks fake.
Like it's all one piece.
I would just put it on my shelf type of thing. That
should be on Burt Reynolds' mantle.
That grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
But no, that's a real grenade. It blows up a tree and kills a law official and 2 drug dealers. Oh, yes, it
No, they
doesn't.
survive.
That's right.
They conveniently, so it blows up the base of a tree, which falls on them. And conveniently, it's like the top of the tree that falls on them. So it's really just a bunch of twigs that hit them.
And I was going to say, when watching it, the part that the tree lands on, I was like, oh, that doesn't look like the part that would necessarily kill them.
No.
But it doesn't.
You just hear them groaning. And we know that because we see in subtitles groaning. Yeah.
Grunting.
Grunting, groaning, moaning. They're doing something down there.
Nah, the downstairs.
Oh.
So they end up getting arrested, and then these 3 people are lauded as heroes in this small town.
Yeah.
And guess who comes in? Guess who comes waltzing in? Fake Burt Reynolds.
Real Burt Reynolds in clothes that he thinks are of fashion at the time.
Or are those just the clothes that he has?
I think that's all he has, man.
Then he hands them DB's parachute so that they have a little memento.
And he's just like, there's a little something in there for you fellas. Which is crazy. He just met these 3 strangers. He's just like, have my half of the treasure.
It's $100,000.
Yeah. And so Matthew Lillard's like, I can't take it. Like, it's good. I'm fine, man. And then so Dax Shepard's just like, you want to split a 50-50 with him and Seth Green?
And Seth Green's like, actually, I lost a bet to you earlier about you catching your salmon, so here's your $100,000. And Dax Shepard responds with,
guys,
I believe I also get your left nut.
Yeah, and takes out a switchblade. And I was joking around with you.
That's a very me thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, if you say, like, I got your left nut and did not have a switchblade and just started, like, I don't know, rustling and tussling. But if you take out a switchblade and we start rustling and tussling, I'm mad. You could stab me, and then this movie turns into a horror movie.
I'm good with knives.
Everyone that says I'm good with knives has accidentally killed someone right before that's happened.
Like,
it's fine. I'm good with guns. Boom. 3 dead in household. Shit like that.
I'm glad you trust me with.
I don't
Single-edged weapons. What if I had like a big sharp piece of glass?
Play with it over there. Yeah, dude, that's fine, man. But don't be like, you owe me a left nut with the sharp piece of glass. Oh, you want to see me play with this? Oh, you thought I was gonna do it?
Just kidding.
I was gonna do it.
Christian, help! Just kidding. Best person on set award?
Is it a cop out to give it to Burt Reynolds? Because I kind of want to give it to Burt Reynolds.
I think he was only on set for literally a day.
Which is why I'm saying best person on set for that day.
Mine's the Native American canoe dealer.
Really? You know my children. Thank you for breaking glass where my children play.
Breaking glass where my children play.
Best line.
It's Matthew Lillard. It's Matthew Lillard. Special shout out to Dax Shepard.
Yeah. Special shout out to Native American canoe guy.
That one. That I would like a tattoo of him.
A tattoo? That's your special shout out. He's like, yo, man, don't know your name as an actor, but I love your line.
I'm calling you canoe dealer. He's like, my name's Fred in the movie.
Yeah, it's Fred. Don't be racist.
I give it 5 out of
5 out of 5 for me. If we're gonna make that thing.
No, honestly, no, but because it doesn't actually get 5 out of 5. But this movie gets a good 3 out of 5.
3. I'm gonna give 3.
It's funny. It's not perfect. It's a good ride.
3. Yeah,
but
3
but
solid.
It's not. Yeah, it's not Shakespeare.
It's fun. Don't go out of your way to watch it. But while it's streaming here on Netflix, do it while you vacuum.
Yeah,
watch it while you vacuum.
You're cooking. You need something on in the background.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen it once. Why not see it twice?
Exactly. You don't have to pay attention to it fully, but having it on in the background so you could hear the funny lines. And that's about it, right?
That's all I got.
That's all I got, baddies. Thank you so much.
You know what to do. Sit down in your thinking chair and think.
Are you referencing Blue's Clues?
Exactly what I was referencing.
Yeah,
I love you,
boy.
buddy.
Mail
You
time.
can follow us here at the podcast, here in our lair. We're starting to call it the lair now.
The lair.
We're cooking up things in the lair.
Meats and potatoes.
You can follow us at ICBTB Podcast.
Yep.
Follow Christian at Christian Has Asthma.
Follow Alejandro at call_me_Jesus.
And then follow the Red Cross. I believe their Instagram handle is at Red Cross.
At Red Cross 1669. And
Nice.
would be really funny. Get your merch at icbtb.com.
And nowhere else, because if it is somewhere, let us know, because we need to thank those people.
We need to, thank you for just plugging us all the time. You guys rate and review us, like I said earlier in the episode, and keep doing you. We deeply appreciate you, and keep messaging us. Like we're getting a lot of interaction from you listeners, getting some movie suggestions and all of that stuff. Thank you for liking our reels and our posts. We're getting a lot of love, and that's some real love, baby. And that's all I got, man. You got anything else?
You know what? Go out of your way to kiss a dog today.
Kiss a dog today. Watch this movie on Netflix while it's still streaming. Wouldn't say pay for it, but while it's free.
If it's in like the $2 bin at Walmart,
do it.
Yeah, buy me a copy too.
Yeah, and mail it to us at icbtb.com. All right, bye.
I don't think you know how mail works.
Nope. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Can't be that bad.